Theirs is an uphill task, for the country is short in investment capital, but they're going ahead with an 8-year development program. Cities are busy, and the need for good communications is being met. Yet with these tasks facing Indonesia, I found little tension. There was time for pleasure, a place for youth. Only a mile from the smooth, wide road out of Jakarta, yet here, in this village of Cikopo Selatan, I found a totally different environment. 2 leaves and a bud. That is what each tea plucker has to fill her basket with. Even on the tea plantation, I was impressed by the calm patience of the Indonesian people. Good tea, one of Indonesia's large exports. Payday on the tea plantation. 1,000 workers dressed for the occasion, a gay and happy scene. Economic stability for the villages. In this age of uniformity, I was pleased to find that the national dress is still very popular. The batik makers still use their traditional arts, blanking out complicated patterns with lines of hot wax, dyeing the cloth, re-waxing and dyeing again and again until the pattern is complete. Each design is peculiar to an area. One for West Java, and this made only for the fishing villages of Central Java. The seas between and around these many islands abound in fish. Although modern power-driven fishing boats are rare. Near here was the capital of the old Sundanese kingdom, powerful from the 12th to the 16th centuries, and Sundanese is still the language among the older people. For many, this quiet life is preferable, yet too often in many countries, the rural scene is also a mark of poverty. Not here. A simple life, yes, with such old customs as prefabricated walls of palm leaves. Yet a happy life with time for past things which live on as a part of the country's scene. Puppets still used to tell the story of the Hindu Ramayana. Brahma, son of Krishna, and Udel the clown. The village economy is based on rice, the country's staple food, and for rice there must be water. The quiet rice paddy fields ingeniously terraced by people whose skill in creating irrigation systems goes back 2,000 years. These same people will in the future willingly turn to the use of modern fertilizers and machinery in order to increase their agricultural production, thus decreasing imports and saving several dollars yearly in foreign exchange. Here is production, too, of a different kind. 10,000 species of trees 500,000 species of plants attract the botanists of the world to Indonesia's botanical gardens in Bogor, Java. Here, the first experimental oil palms were planted, the first rubber trees in the East Indies, the first quinine trees outside South America. All of these today form major agricultural enterprises in Indonesia. As a businessman traveling through the Far East to study investment possibilities, I had included Indonesia in my itinerary. Shortly after my arrival, I met an Indonesian friend in the Ambassador restaurant in Jakarta. I've traveled a good deal, but Indonesia was new to me, and I like to see new places and meet new people. A new place, he said. Indonesia is many places. One country, yes, with its 90 million people, the 6th most populous country in the world. But it is a huge island chain, 3,000 miles from west to east, and with more than 3,000 islands. These are the spice islands that Columbus sought when he found America. Islands that are the natural home of clove, nutmeg, pepper, vanilla, cinnamon, and camphor. I was anxious to see the natural background of these many flowering islands, of which I had read so much, both in technical literature and in the fiction of Joseph Conrad and Somerset Maugham. Now, for the first time, I had an opportunity to see the deserted beauty of white strands in the Java Sea. Hills and mountains, verdant by the ash of the volcanic turmoil which formed them. The home of the ancient god of fire, rumbling in the mists of the great sand sea. Quiet rivers, centuries-old highways for the jungle dwellers, and arteries of modern commerce through the islands of Sumatra and Kalimantan. Here were the people, nameless crowds. I was impressed by the extreme beauty and delicacy characteristic of the Indonesians. Their rich cultural background remains, undestroyed, cared for. The great Buddhist era is fixed forever in their memories by this magnificent symbol at Borobudur. The Hindu temples, no longer of religious significance, yet assimilated and accepted, a place for contemplation or for youth on holiday. Today, most Indonesians are Muslims, and many mosques stand now in the towns and cities, an active religion practiced by an industrious people. Here in Java, an island only slightly larger than Portugal, there are 54 million people, moving about, busy with their daily tasks. Yet this country, whose economy was formerly based on agriculture, is rapidly modernizing. With Indonesia's great natural wealth and their own skill and energy, these people will help their country to advance in economic progress.